YouTube. Thanks for checking out the Film Geek. Today I continue going over my DVD box set, Drive-in Cult Classics Volume 3. And today I'm talking about the 1970 film, Weekend with the Babysitter.
Why don't we take advantage of it and go out to dinner?
What?
You know, do something together. Have dinner. Be together.
You know I've been planning this for a week, almost 2 weeks. Here, help me with my coat.
You could call your mother and you and Mike could go down in the morning.
No, I'm going.
Why? Do you know how long it's been since we've been together? It's been months. We're always apart. We're going in different directions all the time. Now, this is a perfect chance.
Look, Mother will have dinner planned, and you know how she's looking forward to seeing Michael. I don't want to disappoint her.
Weekend with the Babysitter is directed by Don Henderson, and it's starring George E. Carey and Susan Roman. The very basic plot of this movie is a man cheats on his wife with the babysitter. But man, good God, there is so much more to this movie. Look, man, the only reason I even chose Weekend with the Babysitter was because it is a so bad it's good movie, and it made me laugh through and through because, my God, this movie is crazy. Alright, now the first thing I would like to talk about is the fact that there is another movie on this, oh, here we go. There is another movie on this DVD box set that's called The Babysitter. Both of the movies are starring the same actor, George E. Carey. Both of the movies have a babysitter named Candy. Both of the movies are about a middle-aged man who has an affair with the babysitter. But this movie, Weekend with the Babysitter, is not a direct sequel or a sequel whatsoever to The Babysitter. All right? Did I get that across enough to you? Did I? You understand it, right? Okay, good. So moving on. Also, I forgot to mention similarities. Both movies, The Babysitter and Weekend with the Babysitter, they're both directed by the same director, Don Henderson. And I couldn't find any reason whatsoever that there are two movies that are basically the same movie except for some differences that I'll get to in just a moment. And I think it was just one of those things where it's like, no, I don't want to make a sequel. I want to find out how can I make this even more creepy and weird. Alright, so what did I like about this movie? Well, not much. Alright, now this is the thing that is really awesome about this movie, and the only reason I am doing it today as a spotlight film. As I said, this is a really so bad it's good film, and the main reason is because of this crazy subplot that happens in the film. Okay, so at its base, at its core, this entire movie is about a man cheating on his wife with the babysitter, sure, but there's so much more to it than that. So the husband is a famous director or movie producer. I don't know if I don't recall if it went into detail on what this guy did for a living other than something in the movies, and his wife is an actress. Okay, so just to get started, the husband is a Hollywood director or producer, something like that, and his wife is a actress. So the whole thing starts with a babysitter showing up at the house, but apparently nobody called this babysitter. The actress wife then announces that she's going to her mother's for the weekend, and she's taking the kid with her. Now this is the one and only time that the child shows up in the entire movie whatsoever. And then it's like he's not even mentioned anymore. It's weird. It's just like he vanishes. And the movie, at one point in the movie, she does mention, "Oh, my son," but then other than that, it just. But anyways, so the subplot of this whole thing is that she's really not going to her mother's for the weekend. Well, I mean, she is. She drops her son off at her mother's for the weekend, but then she goes to her heroin dealer's house. Yes. Yeah, the movie goes there. The mother is a heroin addict, and she goes to the drug house to score $10,000 in heroin. And then the guy says, "Okay, yeah, sure, I'll sell you the heroin, but you're gonna have to help me smuggle drugs into the country because you have a boat." So that's the subplot. The mom is a heroin addict who helps her dealer smuggle drugs into the country because her husband owns a boat. And the weird thing about this is that both of these stories are happening at the same time. So the husband's having his affair with the babysitter and having a good old time with her. Meanwhile, his wife is somewhere in the ocean doing a drug deal with people. I mean, this whole time this movie was going on, I'm like, is this thing gonna become a snuff film at some point? Because I'm really starting to get a real snuff film vibe. And also, too, one of the things about this movie, like a lot of movies in this genre, in the so bad it's good genre, they just didn't know how to end it, so they were just like, okay, we're done, bye, and then credits start rolling. Like, I was literally watching the movie, and I'm like, okay, this is the end. And yes, sure enough, there's no explanation, there's not really any kind of wrap-up to the events. Like, it's literally like two separate movies happen at the same time, and then it ends with both of those movies realizing that they're in the same movie and then coming together. So surprisingly enough, this movie is out there to rent. You can find it right now on Prime. It's $1.99. So if you just want to sit down and have a bunch of WTF moments, I guess I recommend this. I think that's the audience that this movie was for. It's just people who want to either get totally creeped out and it's like, oh, at this affair between an obviously very young woman and a much older man, or of course the subplot that's going on with his wife and the drug deal. So I mean, if you're into that sort of thing and you're like, wow, I've always wanted to see both of those topics in one movie, well, here you go, guys. Okay, guys, that brings us to the end of another Film Geek video. If you liked what you saw here today, please subscribe to the channel, hit that like so I know you like what you're seeing, and ring that bell for notifications so you know when I put another one of these videos up. And if there's one thing you also can do, folks, is keep watching movies. You know I'm gonna.